Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 11 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, we've got news out of ECU where the Board of Trustees has approved a tuition hike for ECU students along with a new house for the chancellor. This morning, the full board unanimously approved a 3% tuition increase for incoming students, which got initial approval from the Budget, Finance, and Infrastructure Committee yesterday. The proposal raises in-state tuition to $4,585 per semester, while non-resident tuition would climb to $21,351 per semester. Medical school students would see a 3.26% increase to $22,977 for in-state students and $52,300 for out-of-state students per semester. Now, the increase will now head to the UNC Board of Governors for approval. The proposal comes after the UNC system gave schools the option to raise tuition for the first time in 9 years. Trustees also voted unanimously to build a new home for the chancellor directly behind the historic Dale House on 5th Street. The home will front Jarvis Street. Now, this comes after the trustees said in August of 2024 that it was looking for a new home for its chancellor. The foundation bought an 8,500 square foot mansion 7 years ago in the Star Hill Farms neighborhood for the chancellor to reside in. However, some criticize the size of the mansion and its location, which is more than 2 miles away from the university. In August of 2024, the university announced its plans to sell the home, saying that a smaller home would align with, quote, university's needs and culture, end quote. Now, ECU leased a home in Winterville as a temporary residence for Chancellor Philip Rogers and his family. Last month, county records show the foundation sold the mansion for $1.6 million. The foundation says it will fully fund the construction of the home using the proceeds from the sale of the Star Hill Farms mansion. The Dale House will now be used as a venue for events sponsored by the chancellor. And now we turn our attention to the ongoing war in Ukraine, where overnight hundreds of missiles cruised down across Kiev, creating debris and panic across citizens there. Now, NBC's Ralph Sanchez has more on the attack from London.
This was a massive attack on the Ukrainian capital overnight, and following a pattern that has now become grimly familiar. Authorities in Kyiv saying Russia launched some 400 drones, the idea being to overwhelm Ukraine's air defenses and then follow that wave of drones with a barrage of missiles. And it seems that it was those missiles that caused a lot of the major damage here. And authorities are saying that they have lost power and water in some areas of Kyiv and that there may be survivors under the rubble. Now, the Ukrainians are saying that they hit back with long-range cruise missiles. They're called Long Neptunes. They're made in Ukraine. That's interesting because the Ukrainians have been desperate for American-made Tomahawk cruise missiles. That's something that President Trump floated giving them and then decided not to in the end. The Ukrainians are saying they are having some success with these domestically made missiles. The reality, though, is Ukraine is still massively outgunned, especially when it comes to drone production. And this violence just underscoring that at this point, it really does not seem that President Trump's efforts to negotiate an end to the war in Ukraine are going anywhere. Raf Sanchez, NBC News, London.
Well, thank you very much, Raf, for that report. We now turn to your weather forecast, and it's looking like another sunny day in eastern North Carolina. It's been the theme so far this week. We did have a cold day on Tuesday, but we have since warmed up. Right now, we're approaching the 60-degree mark in Washington, currently 58 degrees along the Pamlico River. 28-degree dew point, highlight again just how dry the air is, but it is sunny no matter where you go in the east today. From Washington all the way to the coast, even along the Neuse River, we are looking at sunny skies. Air temperatures right now in the upper 50s, mid to upper 50s, that is, along the Neuse River in New Bern. 57 degrees, comes with a north-northeasterly breeze at about 8 miles per hour. Here's a look at your air temperatures. Again, most of us in the mid to upper 50s, a few of us starting to sneak into the 60s. Jacksonville, Beaufort, both reporting a 60-degree reading at this hour, but north to northwesterly winds, well, some areas actually reporting more of a northeasterly breeze. Regardless, northerly winds today will cap our air temperatures in the mid-60s. We're not going to be getting all that warm. We're essentially going to be matching our seasonal average. But coming up for tomorrow, when those winds shift around, that's when we will really start to feel a little bit more heat move into eastern North Carolina. So for this afternoon, plan on the low 60s, and northwesterly wind should blow in generally at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're at that range right now. Then later on tonight, you will see winds go calm as we head towards 5, 6, and 7 p.m. And those winds will start to pick up again later on in the evening, around 10 to 11 p.m. at night out of the southwest. That will also come with some cloud cover. That will keep us from getting too cold as we head into tomorrow. We're actually going to be staying around 10 degrees warmer tomorrow morning than where we woke up earlier this morning. We woke up to around the mid-30s this morning. Tomorrow, 10 degrees warmer. A nice start to the day. But more importantly, it's going to help take us into the low 70s in the afternoon. It's going to feel quite nice, especially under mostly sunny skies, but you are going to want to bring the sunscreen if you are planning on going to the Pirate game. They're taking on Memphis at Dowdy-Ficklin. Kickoff is set for 4 p.m. And again, if you're doing any tailgating, make sure you have the sunscreen ready. It is going to be a sunny Saturday. A sunny Saturday. Maybe a few passing clouds, but certainly nothing, again, that's going to be keeping that sunshine at bay for long. High pressure systems will continue to roll along the Gulf Coast, and that will help keep a lot of the rain showers from truly reaching eastern North Carolina. That's good news for some who maybe have outdoor plans this weekend, but also bad news for those of you who understand that we are in need of some rain. We've got a moderate drought across most of eastern North Carolina right now that's only going to get worse due to the fact we just went pretty much a whole week with very little rainfall. Now, we will have a better opportunity for rain coming up next week, but just because a better opportunity off of nothing is still something that needs to be put into context. We're really only looking at about a 20 to 30% chance of rain for your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. I think Tuesday morning is our best opportunity for rain. It doesn't really look like we're going to be seeing widespread showers, and the rain that we do see will likely only amount to maybe a couple tenths of an inch of rain, not a lot. Certainly not enough to help put a dent in the drought that we're experiencing, but hopefully, again, it at least keeps us somewhat level. But again, over the weekend, looking very sunny, very dry, but also warm. 73 degrees on Saturday, 75 by Sunday. Well, that's all we have time for today's 11 a.m. News and Weather Update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a fantastic Friday.